Before working on any firearm, make sure the magazine is empty and removed. Also make sure the chamber is empty and the firearm is unloaded.
Hello folks, this is Sean with Rock Island Armory. Today I'm going to show you the disassembly and reassembly video for the Rock Island 1911 A1 Midsize. This gun is a clone of the Colt Commander, meaning it's got the correct barrel length, Series 70 style configuration. This particular weapon has the GI style sights with the single-sided safety, GI hammer, GI trigger, and standard grip safety. Alright, so to begin the disassembly, first we're going to do is make sure the firearm is empty. There's nothing. Okay, once we know the firearm is clear, we can begin the disassembly process. We're going to line up the notch, the disassembly half circle notch, to the back part of the slide stop, and then push the slide stop out of the way. Okay. Once that's done, then we can remove the slide from the frame. We'll set the frame aside and begin the disassembly of the slide. Okay, to disassemble the midsize or any of our compact models, you have to use like a paper clip or a small Allen wrench. A paper clip's fine. I do it all the time, so I just use a little Allen wrench that I cut down, fits in the hole. So what you'll do is you compress the spring by pushing forward on the guide rod, drop the Allen wrench in. Okay, remove the spring assembly. Now I always take my Allen wrench back out because I want to be able to wipe out all the stuff off the guide rod, spring, and reverse plug. So we'll set those aside. You're going to rotate the link forward, press up on the barrel from the ejection port, press forward, and then up and forward. Out comes your barrel. The midsize and our compact models all have a bull barrel, so there's no bushing, and there's a reverse plug. That's the main differences between that and our full-size models. Okay, once we got the barrel and spring assembly out, next we can remove the extractor, firing pin, spring, and stop. So to do that, I've got a 1911 tool. Anybody that, it's a good idea to get one. Anybody that works with a lot of 1911s, it just makes it easier to clean and disassemble. So we'll push down on the firing pin, move the stop out of the way, set it aside, go ahead and remove the firing pin. Now this is one of our display models, so I have cut the firing pin on it to make it a non-working model. So then we'll remove the spring. Once we got those, we can now remove the extractor. Now my tool's got a nice little angle with the cutout on the end that allows me to press down on the extractor. Alright, press in and down, that way it doesn't damage the hook of the extractor. Once I have that, then I can put it in through the front of the slide, give it a couple little taps, and out comes the extractor. Okay, now that we have the slide completely disassembled, we'll begin on the frame. Okay, to begin on the frame, the first thing you've got to do is remove the thumb safety. To do that, you got to have the thumb safety halfway between fire and safe. Now again, I use a small razor knife with a nice knife with a good quality blade. You don't take a chance of breaking them. I put the thumb safety halfway between fire and safe mode. Get it underneath the back of the thumb safety and against the frame. Push forward. Okay, once I have that out, she pops right out of there. I then pull out the plunger spring assembly, set that aside. Okay, now what I do is I grasp the gun, hold my thumb on the trigger, press the trigger, and let the hammer come forward, help the hammer come forward so it doesn't damage the back of the frame or the hammer. Okay, now we can remove the mainspring housing pin. To do that, you need to get a small punch. And once the pin's out, move the mainspring housing down a little bit and remove the grip safety. Okay, once the grip safety is out of the way, you can remove the mainspring housing completely and set it aside. Next step is to remove the sear spring. All right. Once the sear spring's out of the way, you can now remove the hammer, sear, and disconnector by pulling out their pins. Okay, first you just take a small punch, the hammer pin will come out a little bit, grab it, you can remove your hammer and strut. Okay, once those are out, then now you can do the same thing on the sear pin. All right, once your sear pin comes out, now when you lift the gun up, most of the times they both come out real nice. Okay, after you get the sear and disconnector out, you need to remove the magazine catch and the trigger. To do that, you got to depress the mag catch, okay, and turn counterclockwise. That'll allow the spring to come back, the little peg to come back up out of its slot, and you're able to remove it. From there, then you can pull the trigger out from the back of the weapon.